You have heard all about the gold streak. In this week's Best in Class, we're taking a closer look at silver. It's been keeping pace with gold this year and having its best streak since 1980. Did you know that? Outperforming metals from copper to zinc. Dan Smith is a metals analyst at Standard Chartered. He is one of the most accurate forecasters of precious metals in 2009, according to Bloomberg data. Dan, thanks so much for being with us. And silver, what is going on here with the streak we're seeing?
Yeah, silver's quite an interesting story, really, because at times it tends to track gold and at other times it tends to track base metals, really. And that's to do with its kind of end-use profile. But what we think will be key now for silver is we are bullish on gold for the next few months, and we believe silver will also be lifted on the back of that. Of course, a lot of this is...
So it's just riding on gold's coattails? Is that what it is?
Well, I think what's happening is there's a kind of safe haven inflows into both gold, silver and other precious metals. So in terms of sales of coins from the US Mint, for example, gold sales reached their highest level in 11 years in May, and sales of silver coins were up by 30% in the first 6 months this year. So it's a story for both markets, we think, really.
Right. But Dan, you know, if you're going to buy metals because you're worried about the economy and what's going on, why don't you just buy gold? Why buy silver?
Well, I think if you talk to fund managers, they kind of tend to prefer gold, but also they look at the gold-silver ratio. So what tends to happen is when silver looks very cheap relative to gold, then you will see some fund managers picking it up, as well as some investors. So at the moment, the ratio looks quite cheap for silver, and it does suggest there is some upside from here.
Okay, so is it time, now that we've noted this, is it too late, though, to get into silver?
No, I don't think it's too late. I mean, certainly we see more upside. Our forecast is $22 an ounce average for Q4, so that's probably another 10% on top of where we are now, 10–15%. So we think there are more legs in the rally, although we may be close to a peak, you know, late this year, early next year. I think certainly it's worthwhile getting into gold and silver at the moment.
Dan, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Dan Smith, the metals analyst at Standard Chartered.